Jay, and I have Eric Josey here. So we're going to go in a minute. We're going to talk about the lawsuit. I mean, lawsuit. I mean, did I say lawsuit? Yep, I did. I'm going to do it just like that when we start airing. So we're going to talk about that. We want him to, I'm trying to get his face some kind of way. Okay. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Just make sure you talk right into the microphone. We're going to get into the lawsuit. Yes. I mean, he just, whoo. All right. You ready?
Do you think we should catch up from where we left off as far as my NAACP position, or just leave that alone?
When last time you won
You
the
know
show?
what? Let's leave that alone.
Let's leave that alone. Okay.
Yeah, let's
leave that alone.
Yeah,
Let's just talk about
let's
this.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
You are now tuned in to Today with Pastor Jay on WNZF News Radio, where we discuss inspiring and informative news. And now here's your host, Pastor Jerlyn Denny.
Ooh-wee. If you are sleeping, get up out your bed, because today we're going to talk about something that is hot. I mean, like, hot. Somebody say lawsuit. I mean, like lawsuit, like 4 lawsuits in one. It's crazy. Not only is it crazy, Eric Josey, by himself, filed a lawsuit. He's suing the entire county. You might as well say that. That's my opinion. That's my words. Those are not his. He's suing the Flagler County Board of County Commissioners, the City of Benel Commission, the Flagler County Sheriff's Department. That's 3. I'm missing one. Oh, and the Flagler County School Board.
That's correct.
And talk up, man. I mean, that's not 2 birds with one stone. That's 4 birds with
big.
one stone. And you asked for the state attorney to intervene.
That is correct.
Jump in.
That is correct.
You are, okay, let me ask, because you're a black man, so I got to ask
Right.
you. You got cameras up around your house? I'm just saying.
Yes, I do. I got a lot of security around my
You got
house.
a lot of
I'm
security
doing very
around your
well.
house?
I'm very comfortable. Yeah.
You're very comfortable. You ain't living in fear or
Right.
nothing. This
I don't live in
serious.
fear. I live with God. So, God is in my heart. He's in my, and I'm led by the Spirit of God. So I'm not afraid at all.
Okay, so those of you who follow my show and listen to it, I've talked about this a number of times about what was going on with the Flagler County, called the community in terms of the community center in the city of Benel.
Right.
And what the Board of County Commissioners have been doing. I don't want to really catch everybody up, but there's a behind the scenes, Eric, that you and I, how we kind of got involved
That's correct.
in it. Most people don't know this.
It's very instrumental. That's
Yeah.
correct.
Well, I appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
Well, I don't know that I was instrumental in much of anything other than listening,
Right.
And listening to the community, listening to everyone. I am on the board of the Carver Foundation. Most people don't know that. I'm on the board of directors of the Carver Foundation, and the Carver Center, the Carver Community, George Washington Carver Community Center, I think that is the actual name, is located in the city of Benel, and it's located on a site, was the historical black high school here
That's correct.
when there was segregation in Flagler County.
George Washington Carver High School.
The George Washington Carver High School. So that site itself
Right.
it's historical.
Right. It's historical. The remaining facility of that George Washington High School Carver High School is the facility that we're talking about in discussion. It's the community center. That was the former gymnasium of the high school. And, get back to your main point as far as myself suing all these entities. It's just not arbitrary. It's just like I didn't wake up one day and decide to sue all of them. All the entities that in Flagler County that you have just referenced signed an interlocal agreement.
Which
So
we've
therefore-
talked about on this show, guys. If you're gonna have to catch up,
Right.
We
right.
talked about the ILA on this station several times because we were watching it go along,
Right.
and the black community was not happy with the ILA. And in this interlocal agreement between the Board of County Commission and the Flagler County School Board has existed for a while.
Right.
This year they
Well, I just wanna
decided
say
to
something
pull
very
in.
important.
Go ahead.
That agreement, the original agreement you're talking about, is for school deputies and resource officers to come to the school. And that is the perfect example and use of an interlocal agreement. That is the primary purpose, is to bring assets, public access for the benefit of the public together under this agreement, the powers of this agreement.
I'm talking about the interlocal agreement
Right.
between Flagler County Schools and the Board of County Commissioner
Right.
over the Carver Center.
Right, that's
We've had
correct.
that for education purposes.
That's true. That's correct.
Bringing in different things for the community, whether it be tutoring and all different types of things. And the Flagler County School Board
Since
has
2011.
staffed it
Since 2011.
has staffed it, have put money in. A lot of people in the community
That's
have
correct.
put money in, but the building itself, the site itself, is owned by the Flagler County Board of County Commission.
That is correct. Originally owned by the school board.
Okay.
And I'm not sure of certain of the year, but that transfer of ownership went to the county commissioners.
In which they pay for the utilities and
Operation
maintenance, operation
costs.
things like
That's
that.
correct.
And the school board is the one that staff it type thing.
Right.
So this year, the sheriff's department, I don't want to use the term jumped on the ILA, but I don't know any other way to say it.
That's correct.
I don't know how to explain it, that the Flagler County Sheriff's Department was mentioned in the ILA.
That's correct.
Because and to give you a little tiny bit of background, something along the lines of how they're going to provide youth services
Right.
to the community, youth programs to the community. There are programs already going on.
That is correct, by the school board. Right. So we have clear understanding. The school board, up until now, up until the interlocal agreement, were providing educational programs, youth programs. Everybody was satisfied. The community was satisfied. As far as renting the facility by the community, they kept the fees relatively low, commensurate with the
Free or
community.
low. Mhm.
Yeah. So if everybody knows that in the Black community, the heart and soul is a community center.
Oh yeah,
You gotta
that
have
that community center wasn't just for youth programs or sports.
Right.
They had weddings there,
Absolutely.
funerals, wakes,
Right.
family reunions.
Right.
Had cookouts.
Right.
It's part of the culture there.
Absolutely.
It's not just a community center.
Right.
It's part of the culture there.
Right. And in most communities, it keeps the youth off the street. If you want to talk about bringing down crime, and that is the agenda of the sheriff's office, you want a vibrant community center. And what the sheriff has done is set aside the programs of the school board and institute an unlawful police athletic league.
Okay.
Of
You're
his.
going to have to clarify that.
Yeah. So there's a police.
It-
Yeah. There's an entity called the Flagler Sheriff's Police Athletic League. A lot of people hear that name and think there's one and the same with the sheriff's office. It's not. It's a private organization. It's a private 501c organization.
So it's not owned by the Flagler County Sheriff's Office.
Not at all.
They
It
just
is-
have that name.
Right. It's under the authority of what? The National Police Athletic League. Okay. So it's a separate entity. It's a 501c organization. Even though the executive director of the Flagler Sheriff PAL happens to work for the sheriff's office, and guess what? That's okay.
That's
and
okay.
there are deputies and police officers that across the nation that work for or volunteer for a police athletic league, as I once did.
So what's
Right.
the harm being done here? I mean, because I've heard some pushback. I've spoken with different commissioners and different people within the community, and I'm not going to name any of them. And it's like, hey, what seems to be the problem here? The sheriff's department is going to come in and provide sports activity for the youth. Isn't that what we want? Isn't that what we want? These are the things that I'm hearing.
Right. Well, the premise of any agreement should be lawful. Do you not agree?
I completely
I mean, that's the premise of any agreement.
agree with that.
if-
It needs to abide by the law.
Right. Any motive that
Right.
you may have, it should abide by the law.
Right.
So I'm telling you for a fact that a police athletic league, as a private entity, has no position in the interlocal agreement at all. Okay,
all.
under the and for those that are buffs in the law, under Florida Statute 163.01, look it up for yourself. The Police Athletic League is neither a legal entity or an administrative entity, and therefore has no place in a interlocal agreement. So what they did was, as I explained this to them, even though they
I remember you
Right.
explained this to
Right.
them
That's
before
correct.
and said the Police Athletic League can't be in the ILA.
Right.
So there really wasn't a lot of movement.
right,
But I got to give kudos to the Flagler County School Board, because the chair, Will Furry, he heard the cries of the community. He understood that. And the school board itself, the Flagler County School Board, they took the Police Athletic League, any reference to the Police Athletic League outside of the ILA. Because this, what my claim was? I do stuff at the Carver Community Center. Geraldine Ministries does. I want my name in the ILA. If y'all going to be putting everybody else's name in the ILA,
Sure.
then I want my name in the ILA too. Why not?
You will not be in the ILA as a private citizen or a private organization.
Well, they put the Police Athletic League in there.
That is precisely the point of this lawsuit.
So I went, if they gonna put them in there,
Yeah, exactly.
I want my name
Why
in
not?
there.
You know,
Why
sure.
they special? I'm special too.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know,
So
I provide services. I provide youth services. I want my name in there. That's exactly what my claim was. But I can tell you this, and we've got to take a break. We're going to come back. Let's just go ahead and take a break, and we'll come back. Don't go anywhere, guys. Don't touch that dial. You're listening to Today with Pastor Jay. You ready? We're going to go back in real quick. Back we go. Welcome back to Today with Pastor Jay. We just going to go right in because time is of the essence. We're talking about a lawsuit. We have Eric Josey here, private citizen, suing 4 entities. You know, he got 4 birds in one, asking for the state attorney to intervene. And that is something you have asked from the very beginning. From the very beginning. Right. Now, before the break, I was talking about I want to be in the ILA. Everybody else in the ILA. What makes the Police Athletic League?
Yeah, you get the school board opportunity, they removed.
And they removed the school board. Absolutely removed PAL from it.
Right. So here lies the problem with that.
Okay, here's lies the problem with that. So now the PAL isn't in it, but the Flagler County Sheriff's Department is still listed in the ILA, which I haven't figured out. And this is what I've called some county commissioners and school board members, and I mentioned to them. I said, if this is so important, why just not have the ILA between the Flagler County School Board and the Board of County Commissioners and write a facility use agreement to the Police Athletic League? Why can't we just do it like that?
Pastor Jay, I will not be here right now.
I made the suggestion.
I will not be here right now. We won't be talking about this right now, and that is the precise point.
What is so they took the Police Athletic League out.
I'll tell you.
And now the Sheriff's Department is listed in the ILA. Now, the Sheriff's Department is funded by the Board of County Commissioners.
Right.
I'm confused.
Okay, well.
But here it is. This went through 3 attorneys, if not more than that, because, well, 4. Because each one of the entities that you're suing in this lawsuit has an attorney.
Sure.
All
4 of them have
all 4 of them have an attorney.
Right.
All 4 of them have interpret. Now, I'm not an attorney. I don't interpret law. That's not my thing. But I know they've changed that ILA at least that I can think of 6 times.
At least 6 times.
Based on your grievances and the grievances of the community.
Right.
Why can they not just call or write Ashley Moody and say, could you give me an opinion? What's the harm in that?
Well, okay. And I
know I'm asking a bunch of questions here.
No, it's very simple. And you make an excellent point. Why not go with the facility use agreement between the PAL as an organization and the school district and the school board? That is common, that is appropriate, and we will not be having this discussion right now. That is the common way that PAL executes leases, contracts, and all any other kind of agreements with public use for public use. That is no problem. Here, they insist. I'm not sure if it's embarrassment or machismo. I'm not sure what it is, but in my opinion, my personal opinion, they want to maintain with 4 entities in an interlocal agreement because the interlocal agreement has a lot of power. Has a lot of power incorporated. It's not just a regular contract or agreement. This is an act that was created in 1969 by the Florida legislatures. And it's very defined. You know, it's just, and it's regulated in that statute I just told you, 163.01, the Florida statute. So, in my opinion, they want to encompass their powers together. At the end of the day, if neither party decides they're not going to operate with the agreement, what you as a civilian could do about it? Nothing. You could do nothing because it's incorporated by all the entities in an interlocal agreement. So now here's the whole thing. So with this school, but I give credit to Will Ferry of the school board. He heard us. He insisted on moving PAL out the agreement. Well, so why are we still here?
Yeah,
because the sheriff has falsely represented in the interlocal agreement that his office is going to run the youth program, which is not true because there's no police department in the United States of America that has a youth program on its own. That's not a police operation.
Okay.
You understand?
So you're saying that the sheriff's department can't offer services that they're not supposed to offer?
They cannot contract. They cannot offer services of an entity that's illegal in an interlocal agreement. So what the sheriff said, he said the Flagler Sheriff Office is providing the youth programs. Well, that's not true. You go to the if you go to the facility right now, you see a big sign that says PAL. The gentleman from inside has an office inside the building.
Now let's talk about money a little bit, because
Right.
I'm sure money has a little bit to do with
Sure.
it. I don't know. So Hammock Beach over that way,
Hammock Dunes.
Hammock Dunes, one of them gave $100,000. I don't know if it was more or less, somewhere
That's what
around
I
there.
understand.
To the sheriff's department to build their own facility or something like that on the property where the Carver Center is, the community center is. But that didn't work.
Okay.
So they weren't able to build it.
Right.
That was originally what the money was for.
Okay.
So I'm just giving you some behind the scenes, some stuff
Okay.
that some chatter.
Okay.
That's what that money was for.
Okay.
They couldn't build on the property, so they went, oh well, let's just take over the
Right,
thing that's
right,
there.
Just take over their building. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's what I understand it to be also. So I'm not certain if the Hammock Dunes community or the association.
They did a fundraiser.
Right. I don't believe there was the malicious intent
Of course
to
not.
to take over the Carver Center, but that was the indirect result by the sheriff office and the police athletic league. In other words, they didn't get
I'm
that
gonna play
building.
the other side, because let me
Right.
tell you what I've been hearing from some of the other people.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, you know, all those black people down there, the crime rate is bad. Well, I think what crime rate have to do with an ILA.
Right.
And there hasn't been any crime inside the building. You can't
Right.
that's the stuff on the streets and stuff.
Right.
But what does that have to do? It's almost as though they're trying to do some policing there.
Right.
There has been a concern from the citizens that the sheriff's department, their presence there is, to intimidate.
Sure it is. That is the intent and that is their purpose. You got to understand something. If there is any kind of credible claim that there's crime outside the building or somebody's running inside the building, as I try to put, I haven't seen the numbers, I haven't seen the statistics, but let's say for the sake of argument that's true. Put some patrol cars out there.
Well, Bunnell does have a
if you
police
wanna-
department.
the
City of Bunnell has its own police department.
Right. So City of Bunnell, doesn't matter who it is, the City of Bunnell Police
And
Department.
the chief of police is amazing. I must say that.
Okay, well, regardless, whether it's the police chief or the sheriff, assign some units out there to do it during the period of times that crime is supposed to be going on. I just don't understand what place does it has of an interlocal agreement to take over an entire facility and falsely represent that you're going to incorporate youth programs when it's not true.
Ah, okay.
Okay, that's exactly what it is. So if there's a crime issue, send some patrol cars out there. I'm sure the community would be happy to see a patrol car outside protecting the building. And
You know
outside
what
the
else?
building.
Okay, I'm placed because I've been hearing these crazy stories over the
Right.
past month, and people tell me all kinds
Sure,
of things.
that's okay. Let's hear it.
That they don't want white people there.
That's not true. That's not true.
That y'all don't want white people there. Well, I spoke with one of the leaders in the city of Bunnell in that community. He was like, "Oh, we have white people living
Right,
in our
sure,
neighborhood.
sure.
White people use the facility. Why is
Absolutely.
somebody thinking we don't want white people
Right.
there? It's a community center for the entire county.
Right.
No one's stopping anybody from using
Right,
it.
right. Well, listen, it just seems like between crime or they don't want white people, everything you just said is just absolutely baseless. It has no credibility whatsoever. And use that as a pretext to sign an unlawful agreement and break the law, and having a police athletic league, a private organization that is not qualified to be under this interlocal agreement, and falsely represent that you the sheriff office is running the program is outrageous, outlandish, and that had to be challenged.
We got to take another break, guys. Don't go anywhere. Don't touch that dial. You're listening to Today with Pastor Jay. I just want to let you know we're still live.
Ladies and gentlemen, this count is going to be on fire.
That's right.
Okay? This is truth to power as it speaks. And that's why we're going to go to court. So all this foolishness they're talking about, the lawyers approved and represented. Well, I like to see them make the same representation in court. I like to see the sheriff say, hey, we got a youth program. We had it here for years. It's our own program, and it's outside the PAL. And PAL is not in the gym as you speak. Mr. Josey's crazy. I like to see them tell the judge that. It's not going to happen.
I don't know what they're gonna. I don't know what their argument's going to be, but they're gonna have to challenge the law. Really, pretty much is what it is. They
Well,
gotta challenge the law. I don't even know how much time I have. Okay, all right. I want to talk about a couple of different things that they're going to have in there, and some of the stuff that since they've been in there that I've been hearing from the community. And we only got 3 minutes to talk
Okay,
about
sure.
it. Okay. All right. We'll have to have you back and have to do a part 2.
I suspect so. Okay.
Okay, you ready? We're going to get right in it because we're talking lawsuit with Eric Josey, private citizen, and you were on the committee, the ILA committee,
That's
or
correct.
whatever it was. That's how you got involved. You were invited in because the community has some concerns. So they went, okay, let's go ahead on. I actually went around. I spoke with several people within the community. I'm not going to name them, in almost all the departments.
Right.
Actually, in fact, I spoke to all 4 of the people that are being sued,
Right.
someone from a representative from them last year.
Okay.
You know, hey, what's going on? Kind of
Right.
let you know what the community is concerned
Right.
about. And now that PAL is in there, the Police Athletic League is in there, I've made some inquiries and some people have called me, and I'm hearing that it's not, the community isn't happy. They're strong arming the staff from
Right.
the school board.
Right.
They're, doing something. I don't know if any of this is true, but these are the claims I'm hearing. Have you been hearing anything?
Oh, absolutely, and more so. And they're very unhappy. And frankly, this has been the reputation of this particular branch or group of PAL.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the kind of reputation they had out in the community, as I understand, before they even got here.
That is,
Right.
a concern.
That is what I understand. So I just want to make a great point. You made a very good point. I was invited in. I
That's
wasn't
right.
like I'm a crazy man walking by and decided to sue
That is
everybody.
true.
I was invited in by the community to sit on the board and represent the community with these 4
because they
public
started
entities.
having these ILA discussions and meetings.
That is correct.
Without even inviting the Black community
correct.
that was going to be most affected by the changes.
That's
Let's be
correct.
very clear, because I remember
That's an
I was
excellent
on the
point.
board.
Right.
So they started these discussions, and I got a phone call
Yes.
about it, and this is how you kind of got involved.
Absolutely.
You kind of got involved.
The community insisted that I sit on the board and represent an interest, and that's how we got here. The level of disrespect.
So the
I
board.
want to
okay.
say this is very important. The level of disrespect that I felt and received and I experienced between the entity, the public entities that I'm suing,
Mhm.
that was part of that committee, and between the community and frankly myself was kind of alarming. And that's how we got here today. Go ahead.
Here's another thing that bothers me as a Black woman, that really kind of gets me, is that the Flagler County School Board was doing a phenomenal job. We have a new superintendent that was going to bring in additional education opportunities there. May do some arts and some sciences, some other things that I know they had plans on doing. Now they're not able to do that. Now we have sports. Nothing against sports. I have, children, all of them played a sport, but they also played instruments, and they were also involved in drama. They were also involved in, several other things, public speaking, and the list just goes on and on and on. But now it's all about sports.
Right.
In the Black community, I have a problem with people saying or thinking or portraying that in order to get out of a Black community or leave a Black community or an impoverished Black neighborhood,
Right.
you have to have a ball in your hand.
Right.
I'm sick of that. I'm sick of that,
Me
baby.
too, frankly. Me too,
We
frankly.
sing, we dance.
Right.
We're scientists,
Right.
astronauts.
Right.
I'm tired of thinking we got to have a ball in our hand.
Yeah. And in addition to that,
I'm insulted.
It's my understanding
Insulted by that.
between the county and the PAL, they want to charge $25 to engage in art. $25. You see, so this is how at the beginning of it, they want to raise the fees for these programs. They want to raise the
And
fees
this
for the
is
facility
in-
use by the community.
And this
we're edged
community
out.
center
Right.
is already in Section 8 housing area.
That's correct.
And so there's a fee.
Right, there's a fee. They're going to raise the fees for the community, for the facility use by the community, for these programs. And so we're outside looking in, and the police are standing outside the door asking your name so they could run it in the computer system. That's not intolerable. That's intolerable, and it's not going to happen. And that's why it really spawned this litigation.
Well, we're going to see how it goes. And here's the thing. We just want the law to be followed. We have to obey the law.
Sure.
I have to obey
Sure.
the law.
Sure.
So we want everyone to sign that interlocal agreement to obey the law.
Shouldn't
So
elected officials obey the law?
they should obey the law. That's where we are. And that's what this is about. So let's see what Ashley Moody has to say. You called her and asked her to join you in.
No, I haven't called her.
Not called her, but
I filed papers, filed a motion. Her office has received it for a motion for her office to intervene. And the reason why I'm asking her office to intervene, because what I'm challenging is really her purview. I'm challenging the public entity engaging in an unlawful agreement counter to the legislature's authority in the Cooperation Act of 1969.
Well, all right. Smart man. Apparently you did something other than carry a ball. God bless you. You know what I say,
Thank
guys? Yesterday's gone, tomorrow's not promised. What are you going to do today? You're going to watch this lawsuit unfold and find out what's going on. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.
Oh, no.
All the years I've been on the show, I go, yesterday gone, tomorrow not promised. Did I not do that this time?
No, you didn't.
Play it back for me.
No.
I don't remember saying that, guys. All right. Smart man.
Yep.
Apparently you did something other than carry a ball. God bless you. You know what I say,
Thank you.
guys? Yesterday's gone, tomorrow's not promised. What are you going to do today?
I did
You're
say
gonna
it.
watch
I did.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you share this. The media has been all over it. People have been the phone calls have been, it's just been crazy. We're going to follow it, and I'll let you know. You're going to hear right here
I'll be happy
on
to come
today.
back.
You're going to come back. All right. We'll get an update.